Today's notes are on rounding numbers, and we're going to focus on whole numbers in this lesson. So there's a few steps to consider when rounding multi-digit whole numbers or large numbers. So we're going to do some examples here. The very first step that you want to take when rounding numbers is to determine the place value of where you're going to round the number. So think about this place here. We're talking about the place value chart. Are you rounding to the tens place, to the thousands place, to the largest place? Okay, so that is something that we need to pay attention to, is where we are rounding on that number. And then there are some strategies here to help us correctly round. So the first number we're going to work with is 2,968,327. So this is a multi-digit number and it goes all the way into the millionths place. On the place value chart, this digit here, the 2, is in the largest place, in the millionths place. So for this number, if I was asking you to round this number to the largest place, that means the digit with the most value, which is right here, the 2. So we're going to underline that place. This helps us remember what number we are rounding, what digit we should be rounding. Okay. Then I'm going to circle the digit next door. This digit on the right side, or the next door neighbor to the digit that we are rounding, is like our boss. This digit is going to determine what we are doing with this digit. One of the ways to think about it is that this is our bossy neighbor. So bossy neighbor. Okay. Now, when rounding a number to a certain place, you usually will hear 4 or less, let it rest. 5 or more, raise the score. Well, what are we talking about with 4 or less or 5 or more? We're talking about that bossy neighbor. If this digit is 4 or less, then we're going to let our digit we're rounding, leave it alone. We're going to let it rest. We're going to keep it the same. So I'm going to think about it as keep the same. Okay. If the digit, our bossy neighbor, is 5 or greater, so 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, then we're going to raise the score. We're going to take this digit we're rounding and raise it. We're going to round it up to the next largest digit. One of the ways that we can think about this is riding a bike. If I rode a bike on a hill, okay, this was my starting place, or 0. The very top of my hill would be the digit 5, and all the way down at the other end of the hill would be digit 9. If I were riding a bike and I only rode it to this point here, let me draw a little bike, and I stopped my bike and I picked up my feet off the ground, what would happen? That bike would roll back down the hill, wouldn't it? It would go right back to that starting point. I would roll back. So that's like saying, if this digit isn't large enough, then this digit's going to stay the same. If I was riding my bike and I made it all the way to the top of the hill, or if I made it part of the way past the top of the hill, then my bike would roll all the way down to the other end towards that larger number. So 2 different ways that we can think about rounding. Once we've determined which digit we're rounding and taken in consideration what our bossy neighbor is telling us to do, we're going to rewrite this number. Now, this one's a 9, so that tells me that I need to take this 2 and I need to make it a 3. I'm raising that score. So I'm going to write that over here. Okay, I've changed that 2 to a 3. Everything to the right of the number that I rounded now becomes zeros. So that 9 becomes a 0, the 6, the 8, the 3, the 2, and the 7. Everything behind this number that I rounded, or digit, becomes zeros. Okay, let's look at another example here. I have 826,531. This time, I want the number rounded to the nearest thousands place. So which digit is in the thousands place on this number? The 6, correct. The 6 is in the thousands place. So I'm going to underline the digit or the place that I'm rounding, and I'm going to circle my bossy neighbor. So this digit is a 5. So since my bossy number is a 5, is the 6 going to stay the same, or is it going to round up or be raised to a 7? That's right. This 5 tells my digit that I'm rounding that he needs to round up. Think about that bike. 5 or more, raise the score. Okay, so this number here becomes a 7. Okay, and I'm going to put these lines here to represent the different digits we're working with. That digit in the thousands place now is rounded up to a 7. I know that everything to the right becomes zeros, but what about to every digit to the left? We have an 8 in the 100,000s place and a 2 in the 10,000s place. Well, any digit to the left will stay the same. So I'm going to keep that 8 in the 100,000s place and the 2 in the 10,000s place. Because again, I'm only rounding to that thousands place. So 826,531 rounded to the nearest thousands becomes 827,000. Okay, let's look at a few examples now on number lines. So we're going to do 2 number line examples. The first number we're going to work with is 645. And the second number we're going to work with is 1,280. Now these number lines are exactly the same. They're just in different orientations, meaning one is side to side and one is up and down, but we're going to use them the same exact way. Okay, so let's start with this one. 645. I want to round 645 to the largest place. Which place is the largest place in the number 645? Good. The hundreds place. We can see that there's a digit of 6 in the hundreds place. I'm going to underline that to help me remember that is the digit that I'm rounding to, the hundreds place. In order to set up my number line, I need to think about, is 645 in between what 2 whole numbers? So 645 is in between 600 and 700. I know that 645 falls somewhere in between 600 and 700. Try a different marker. 600 and 700. There we go. Now in this midpoint, I need to label the midpoint. The midpoint is the number that is exactly in between my 2 endpoints. So what number is exactly halfway between 600 and 700? It's 650. So 650 is exactly halfway in between 600 and 700. So now that I have my number line labeled, I can determine where 645 would fall. So I'm going to use this midpoint to help me. Is 645 less than or greater than 650? Is 645 smaller or bigger than my midpoint? Good. We know that 645 is less than 650, so it's going to be less than my midpoint. So I know that it's going to go over here somewhere. Now we want to go ahead and plot that point. If I start at 600 and I want to count up to 650, I can say 610, 620, 630, 640, and then we have 650. So 645 will fall right about here. Using this number line, I can see that 645 rounded to the hundreds place is closer to 600 than 700. This number line shows us, it's a visible way to see which whole number this is closest to. So 645 rounded to the hundred place becomes 600. All right, let's take a look at our next example. We have 1,280. For this one, we want to round it to the hundreds place. What digit is in the hundreds place? Good, the 2 is in the hundreds place. I'm going to underline that. I have ones, tens, hundreds, and then thousands. So now I'm going to think about how I want to label my number line. I need a start and stop, or those endpoints, and then I need the middle. So I'm going to think about what's smaller than 1,280. Well, what's less than 1,280 is 1,200. I'm using the place I'm rounding to help me label my number line. I know that 1,280 is less than 1,300. So again, taking in consideration that hundreds place. Now I need to consider what is exactly halfway in between my endpoints. What is exactly halfway between 1,200 and 1,300? Good. 1,250. That is exactly halfway between my endpoints. Now by looking at my number, I can see if 1,280 is less than or greater than my midpoint. Again, I'm going to use this midpoint as a guide. So is 1,280 less than or greater than my midpoint? Good. 1,280 is more than 1,250. If I thought about money, this is more money. 80 is more than 50. So I know that 1,280 is going to go somewhere on this side of my number line. It's more than my midpoint, but less than my endpoint. So again, I'm going to think about how I could label that. 1,250, 1,260, 1,270, 1,280, 1,290, and then 1,300. 1,280 would go right here on my number line. So 1,280. So using this number line, is 1,280 closer to 1,200 or 1,300? Good, it's closer to 1,300. So 1,280 rounded to this hundreds place would round up to 1,300. If I wanted to just double check using a different rounding strategy, I underline the place I'm rounding, circle my bossy neighbor. My bossy number is an 8. 5 or more, that tells me that this 2 needs to round up to a 3, just like we've proven here. So 1,280 rounded to the nearest hundreds place becomes write it down here, 1,300.